welcome back to another edition of Veterans Forum. My name is Rebecca Jennings. I'm the Director of Veteran Services for the town of North Attleboro and Plainville. And today we have another guest in which we want to talk about the services and resources that are available through them. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So before we dive into what your organization does and all the stuff, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how did you come to work for HMEA?
Okay, great. Yeah, so my name is Christine Tobin, and I graduated from Bridgewater State University with a Bachelor's of Science in Social Work. I have also had extensive experience working in the social work field, specifically working with elders, and also I've had the opportunity to work with individuals with disabilities in both in-home aspects and in residential homes. So my job at HMEA has been very exciting so far. I've been with the company for about a year now, and I'm able to now recruit providers in the community to open their homes and do some marketing aspects of the job, which is a little change for me, but I really enjoy it.
And what's your position, your job title?
My job title is I'm the Adult Family Care and Shared Living Recruiter. So I recruit providers in the community, like yourself, to open their homes to individuals with disabilities.
That's awesome. So, I mean, here in North Attleboro, we work with the Disabilities Committee, in which they come to our meetings and veterans, our advisory board meetings, and we kind of advocate together for our disabled veterans. And so, what your organization does kind of echoes a lot of the things that our veterans are in need of.
Sure.
So I thought you would be a great resource to bring on Veterans Forum today.
Great, wonderful.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your mission statement?
Yeah, our mission statement is we really try to teach and advocate and support individuals with disabilities as well as their families to live a meaningful quality of lives. So we believe that, everyone is treated equally whether they have a disability or not, and we really try to help them strive towards that.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Now, what type of services do you have available for children, adults, and a family? I know you have a whole slew of resources available.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, HMEA has been providing services to individuals with disabilities and intellectual disabilities for over 50 years in the community. Our admin office is located right out of Franklin. So we have children's services, family services, and adult services. So some of the children's services we have actually early intervention services.
Okay.
So really dealing with individuals who have the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So would that include children that have delayed language
Right.
too?
Yes. Yep. Any intellectual disability, and primarily, most of the children that we do serve are on the autism spectrum line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have early intervention for children under 3 years old, and then we also have a school. Actually, it's the Darnell School, located in Hudson,
Okay.
and that's for children from 9 to 22 years old with intellectual disabilities such as
Okay.
autism and also Down syndrome, and they could also have behavioral issues also.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then we also have regular ABA services. So after the children do turn 3, we do have BCBAs who go
Now,
out.
what exactly is that?
Yeah, a BCBA it's a bachelor's of the applied behavioral analysis.
Okay.
So they deal with children who have autism, and they help them learn how
Oh, okay.
to teach skills. Yep. So teaching skills how to look at me when they're saying their name, teaching certain skills.
Now, is it kind of social skills?
Social skills, correct. Yep. And really it's a behavioral approach. Yeah, to help the individuals with autism learn how to act socially and behaviorally.
And to be able to interact with folks. and
Right,
stuff.
yes, yep, great. And then, so we have that also. And then moving on to family services, we have a bunch of services from the residential services. So we have about 25 residential homes right in the area, ranging from Franklin all the way up to Fitchburg. And typically, there's about 4 individuals living in the residential area with staffing.
No, this is a facility?
Yep, it's actually just homes. Right?
Oh, it's
Yep,
homes.
yep.
Okay.
It's homes and funded through Department of Developmental Services, so
Okay.
DDS. So the individual has to have a diagnosis of autism or intellectual disability, maybe any functional limitations they may have. And then we also have employment centers.
Really?
Yep, located in Bellingham, Hopedale, Plainville, and Sterling. Yep, so actually the individuals can go there during the day,
Okay.
and they can either, participate in a day program or the employment side. So typically in each facility, there's a employment side and a day program side.
So what's the difference here?
Right, so yeah, the employment side is more like the higher functioning individuals. So they're able to do Meals on Wheels. We actually have
Nice.
landscaping opportunities for them. We have janitorial services for them also that they can participate in. And we also have a helping hands florist right in Franklin.
Nice.
Right in Plainville. Yeah, and it's a great opportunity where the individuals can participate and work. And then
Now, how do you locate these different companies that want to work with adults with disabilities?
yeah, well we have so this is all through HMEA. So we'll hire employees to want to work at our facilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other part of it
is the day program part. So this is probably for more or less functioning individuals who need assistance during the day. Maybe they need help with toileting, bathing, maybe some dressing, and they also will be provided with breakfast, lunch. It's a social opportunity for
Oh,
them.
nice.
Yeah, and there's direct care staff that will help them with any needs that they may have throughout the day. And these programs are from like 8 in the morning to maybe 4 p.m. And most individuals do receive transportation to and from the programs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, what type of things do they do in the program during the day?
Yeah, so in the day programs, they do really socialization activities. Maybe they'll do some ABA work, really focusing on any individual support plans that they may have. What are their goals? Direct staff will be working, one-on-one with them and getting them to their goals, including any family that they may have. Really, just the whole.
So does the family sometimes come to the day programs too?
Family sometimes will. Like if there is like an individual support plan meeting, they will definitely come. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But most of the individuals that do go have the opportunity to go back to their residential homes with staffing.
And now, is this 5 days a week or?
Yep, 5 days a week. However,
Okay.
they could choose to go 2 days, 3 days a week. It's all depending on their preference.
Whatever their need is.
Right, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, in your role of the HMEA, you recruit providers for shared living and adult family care programs. So can you explain a little bit about these programs?
Yeah, great. So this is actually part of our adult services program. So we have the Adult Family Care, also known as AFC program, and it is a Mass Health funds this program.
Okay.
So it's for individuals with disabilities or whoever needs help with activities of daily living, 16 years or older. It could be, the caregiver could be, a son, a daughter, a friend, any other family member. It cannot be a spouse, though.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and actually Mass Health will pay the caregiver to care for their loved one at home. So it's
Oh,
an
okay.
in-home setting. And, it doesn't necessarily have to do with any autism diagnosis. It's really just having a need for help with either bathing, dressing, toileting. So we have some elderly people who need some help with toileting and bathing, and actually maybe their son or daughter will be the caregiver. Maybe they're living in the home.
Are some of those because they have like dementia or
Yep,
things like that?
It could be, dementia. It could be just due to old age, right? And they need help, help with their mobility and their
Oh, okay.
functional problems, yeah. So it's a great program, and Mass Health, like I said, does provide the caregiver a stipend for caring for their loved one. So it's a really, really good opportunity, and so then we also do shared living. So I recruit providers for shared living. So like I said before, shared living providers are in the community, like yourself, right, to open their homes with individuals with disabilities. So this program is actually funded through DDS, Department of Developmental Services. So the individual has to be, have DDS services in order to potentially be eligible for shared living. So what shared living is we look for providers in the community, and we actually match individuals that are identified by DDS to go into a shared living placement. So what shared living is it could be a single person, a family member wanting to, a family of providers of a family wanting to care for the individual. So it's a way to integrate the individual into a community setting with another
Okay.
family outside the home. So it's
So do they live there permanently?
they will live there permanently. Yeah,
They will?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So so thinking of instances where potentially maybe the individual with developmental disabilities is currently living in their home environment, and maybe mom and dad are no longer able to care for the individual. So DDS might say shared living is a good opportunity. Shared living meaning they're going to be living with another person in the community setting, in their home, of course.
Is this similar to foster care, in which people sign up to have children or adults with disability come into their home?
Right, yes.
Oh, okay,
Yep, yep.
okay.
Yeah, so the adult family care program, which we had spoken about earlier, it's very similar, just two
Oh, okay.
really separate funding sources.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And let's see, so also another situation where an individual might be looked at for shared living is if they're currently in a residential home, right, funded through DDS, and they're looking to move in with a family outside of their residential home, right? It's more inclusive, and there's more one-on-one attention. It's a very good way to build that family structure for them and to be in the community. So that's adult family care and shared living.
Oh, okay. Now, what is the process of becoming a shared living provider and an adult family caregiver?
Right, yeah,
That you
so-
were talking about.
Sure. Yeah, so a shared living provider, like I said, it's funded through DDS. So what we do is we have an application that the providers can apply for to become a provider, right? And then I will actually go out to their home, go out to the
No, is there other people that go into the home too, or is it just you?
Well, in the initial steps, it's just me who goes
Okay.
to the home, yep, to recruit the provider, to make sure that the environment is safe for the individual potentially coming into the home, right? And I just like to go out to the homes to, get a better idea of the provider. What other family members are in the home? What are they looking for in an individual? We really want to try to match the individual who's going into shared living with a good provider, with someone who does have the same interests as the individual.
Okay.
Yep. So the process, that's, a very brief description of our process. And I just wanted to touch a little bit on if the provider is interested in becoming a shared living provider, there is a very generous tax-free stipend,
Okay.
on average about $40,000 a year, to care for the individual with disabilities.
So do they have to keep track of like what they spent on the food and electricity and rent and stuff like
Yep,
that? Is that
so-
how that works?
Yep, so the provider is responsible for taking them to and from medical appointments,
Okay.
providing any documentation, any consult forms they might receive from the doctors, and they're also responsible for financial tracking, right, managing their money and seeing where exactly the money went, keeping track of all receipts, and then also we do medication management. So they're really just tracking, making sure that the medication was given to the individual. So
How long is this training process for someone to be provider? I'm assuming you just don't learn all this stuff and then the person comes into your home.
Right, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm assuming there's a program that they
Right,
have
sure,
to go.
yeah. So we do provide an orientation. It's about a 2-day orientation for the provider. So like again, I do go out to the home and I do train the providers on, what documentation is needed in becoming a provider. But what we do is, there is our placement coordinator does monitor the placement ongoing, and it could be.
So they do ongoing home visits.
Ongoing home visits, monthly home visits, yep. And so where the placement coordinator is specifically looking for, the medical consult forms, the financial trackings, the medication management forms, and they're also making sure that there's, things are going smoothly, right, between the individual and the provider. And if there is any clinical or behavioral needs, we actually do have a very strong clinical team right at HMEA who would be able to come in and help, maybe make a behavior plan, do some training with the provider to really ensure that that the individual is being, taken care of, and that, both the provider and the individual are thriving.
Now, with this provider, they also take advantage of the day programs or the employment
That's
programs.
correct, yeah.
So is this a wraparound for the individual?
The individual, correct. So it's very it's great that the individual does go to the day program or the employment centers during the day, 8 to 4. So
and if they don't have means to be able to get them there, then there's transportation, right?
Transportation could be available, through the day programs, maybe through Mass Health Insurance. However, if the provider is able to transport the individual, that would be another option. Sometimes individuals may use, our transportation service such as Uber or the Ride, the Lyft, other transportation services. Or even maybe some family members could help out if the provider wasn't able to transport them. But that's something we really strongly advise is for the provider to be able to transport them to make things easier.
Now, does the provider get to meet other providers to see if this is right for them? Is there any connection support groups that are available for this providers?
Yep, there's actually a provider forum that's held quarterly, either at in Sterling office or in our Franklin administrative office. Yep, so the providers are able to meet other providers in their area, and we have trainings, clinical trainings, maybe our behavioral staff will come in and do some.
So this is an ongoing
right.
process.
And this is a commitment, and we do ask for at least a 3-year commitment to be able to serve the individual. So we want the provider to be able to give that amount of time to the individual. I just wanted to backtrack on, the individuals are able to go to the employment centers, the day programs, or even maybe some of them are able to go to work. So this allows the provider to maintain their full-time position, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's a great opportunity, and it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to, add someone else into their life and really to become a family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now, do they come to you and say, we want to become a provider and we're looking for somebody with these types of disabilities and this age range and stuff? Is that what they come to you?
Right, yes, yep. So the first step is, if they're interested, I send them out our application and questionnaire. So the application, just, regular information, work history, we do a Cori check, of course, and then our questionnaire is really focused on what type of individual are you looking for? What type of individual is going to be best suitable for your home? What are you not looking for in an individual? Many individuals with autism do have a lot of behavioral aggressions, so we really want to make sure that the placement is a successful match for both parties involved.
Oh, okay. Does that make sense? Now, if people wanted to get involved with your organization, how do they go about doing this?
Right, yeah. So we always have employment opportunities. We have volunteer opportunities. So we would just suggest going on to our website. So it's hmea.org. And, clicking on the appropriate links. It's a very well-maintained website, very easy to access. And there's also, I'll give you the phone number too for the direct line.
Okay.
So it's 508-298-1100. And, this is the direct line right in Franklin, and we can redirect you to whoever would be able to help you, whatever opportunities you might be interested in.
So the volunteers that you're looking for, I mean, what if someone wanted to volunteer to be part of what you guys do? Like, what are some qualifications that you're looking for volunteers?
We're just looking for really kind, compassionate people who enjoy working with individuals with disabilities. We have some opportunities for maybe some landscaping opportunities, volunteer opportunities for our 25 residential
So they would
homes.
come out, so the volunteer could come out when they have employment. So you would go with the individual to their employment? Is that my understanding?
No, it's, this is a different opportunity where
Oh, okay.
actually the volunteer could help work on, maybe they're a handyman, a painter, they
Oh,
could work
okay.
on maybe doing some fixing up of the residential homes that we have. So we have about 25 residential homes, maybe some lawn cutting. We also do have a 5K in May, and it's a very big event for families, individuals with developmental disabilities, and we always look for volunteers then. So it's a 5K that we have, and we're just looking for individuals to help with registration and just really, making people feel comfortable. And
Where's the 5K at?
so typically it's right in Franklin.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is in
right
Franklin.
Yeah. And last year, Dell EMC had sponsored us. Yep, right in Franklin.
Now, the funding that you raise for the 5K, where does that go?
So that will go, towards our residential programs, shared living programs, really all of our services.
Okay.
We'll divvy up.
Now, is that the only thing that you do every year to raise money, or?
Yeah, we'll have other things that we do to raise money. We might have paint nights, right? Or we could have families going into a restaurant like Uno's, and maybe Uno's donating 5% of the check. So we do other things like that.
Okay. Now, if folks wanted to donate, they can donate money instead of, they can go and do your fundraising and all that stuff. But
Right.
if they wanted to donate to your
Yes,
organization,
yep. So they could just, call our direct office line. Like I said, it's 508-298-1100. Or the best, probably easiest way if folks have access to a computer is to just go right on to HMEA.org's website. And there is a button that says donate, and that would go towards, any of our
can
services.
they donate
that
as
we
little
have.
as like $5?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Any amount is appreciated. Yeah.
Now, if folks wanted to take advantage of this service or learn more, how do they go about doing this?
Yeah, so, like I said, going on the website is great. Calling the direct number. My name is Christine Tobin again, and I'll give my direct line. It's 508-298-1178. If anyone is interested in becoming a shared living provider or a caregiver for the adult family care program, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Or if you are interested in any other services, I can redirect people to wherever they need to go. This agency is really about helping people with individual disabilities and supporting them in the community, getting them to where they need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, is there any other thing that we didn't talk about that you wanted to share with the audience?
I think that's all for today.
How about social media? Are you guys on social
yes,
media?
we are. Yes, we're on social media. Yep. So we have Facebook. It's just facebook.com/HMEA. We post all of our events there. We might have for shared living. We just recently actually had a shared living open house in Franklin Public Library. So this was an opportunity where potential providers could come and learn how to become a provider for shared living. So it was a great opportunity. So we post any events that's going on. Our 5K, we post that there. It's a great way to to use media and to really get the word around. As we know, word of mouth is huge in getting these organizations around.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today and talking to us about the services that your organization provides, and I appreciate it.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining Veterans Forum, and have a good day.